Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and their twin flame connection. Twins, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link and my official Instagram, both listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. If you're here as a cross-watcher, welcome. If you're here and you're not sure of what a twin flame journey is, I've included a link to Gabi Kovalenko's full-length explanation of the twin flame journey in the description box below. She does such a thorough job and it's about an hour long, so she really goes in depth about what exactly the journey is. But in a nutshell, the twin flame journey describes two people who share the same energetic frequency, the same energetic soul. So essentially one soul split between two people. Each person is their own person. Each person has their own personality and their own will and their own destiny. But the twin flame connection brings them together. Not in every lifetime, but if you're here, then you've been somehow connected to your twin's call in this lifetime. So I would assume that you'd be watching this reading. When twins meet each other, there can be such an intense bond, intense connection that is inexplicable. The connection is so strong and so powerful that the pressure builds upon that connection. And often twin flames separate. There can be a runner-chaser dynamic where one twin recognizes that they've met their divine counterpart, whereas the other twin runs because it is too close, too intense, too much to handle, too hot to handle. In the separation period, which could last weeks, months, or years, each twin is charged by the universe, by spirit, to really dig deep, heal triggers and traumas, discover their own divinity and spiritual gifts, and then use those gifts to raise their own vibration and hopefully raise the vibration of humanity simply by being their most authentic self. I should not have put the word simply in there, but it is simple and so complex at the same time. Your only task is to be your most authentic self. Sorry, I'm very distracted. A bird has landed on my very narrow, I wouldn't even call it a windowsill. I'm on the 3rd floor of my apartment building, and there's like a slight brick ledge outside of the window, and a bird has landed on it, and it's flapping its wings, and it's flapping its wings up against the window screen, and it's causing it to vibrate, and it's very distracting. And I don't take anything for granted when I turn on the camera and I'm sitting here and I made that agreement with Spirit to read for you. Everything is fair game. So I'm actually gonna pause because I'm hoping that it's not stuck. So just give me one moment. So it's the strangest thing. It's like a projection of the bird's shadow. The bird was not actually on the windowsill. It was a projection of his shadow. And because it's a little windy outside, the window screen was shaking. And so I went over to see if I had to free it, and it's already free. It's such a bizarre, it's still happening, and it's so bizarre, but it has to do with your reading somehow. I'm sorry, I don't even remember where I left off in my spiel about the twin flame journey, but this is relevant. Because now I have that Nelly Furtado song in my head. I'm like a bird, right? I'll only fly away. I don't know where my home is. I don't know where my soul is. And this is the thing. The more we try to cleave on to our twin, the more we try to hold on for dear life to our twin flame. Thank you, Spirit. The more they want to separate. It's only when we're in this place where we can allow our twin to be free, and they can allow us to be free, that we can make the choice to come back to one another every day thereafter. So there's something to be said about that. There could be a great strife in your twin flame connection due to the fact that there's this yearning and wanting to possess, and it's very difficult to let go of that feeling. So take that as it resonates. I'm just going to get started on the reading because I'm sorry, that whole thing was happening. It really honestly feels like it's still stuck in the window frame, but I don't see it there. I don't see anything there. It's not there. It's somewhere else. I hope. The two decks I'm going to be using for your reading today, the Heart Path Oracle deck for the overall energy, and the tarot portion of the reading will be with the Tarot of the Abyss. The cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and their twin flame connection. Spirit wants me to tell you that I am a twin flame. I was in separation from my twin for 7 years. No contact for 5. And just last year, we came back into union. I do these readings to help twin flame community navigate their journey, provide channeled messages from Spirit, because it's a very difficult journey and it can be a very isolating one when you don't have community that can understand what you're going through. This is not a casual conversation that you can have with your best friend and your parents, and no one will understand. No one will understand like an actual twin, somebody who is a twin. Spirit, this is for the earth. Thank you. I was like, when are we getting a card, Spirit? It's really amazing, right? Because I'm over here talking about this bird that may or may not be stuck in my window, and how it was kind of like the shadow of it, and it wasn't actually stuck. And here's your card. The journey. Nothing is as it seems. Be true to yourself. See that? Nothing is as it seems. Please take that as a confirmation. What an incredible confirmation. Some things right now could be, the Spirit just said, a trick of the light, which is what is happening. A trick of the light. I don't know, you could be hearing things about your twin that coming from a third party that may or may not be true. You always want to consult your own heart and your own intuition. That's why we have to quiet the mind in prayer and meditation so that we can actually hear the messages. Not from anybody else's bop in our ear, but from our own self, our own higher self. There's a lot going on in this card. We have something that resembles like a lotus flower, right? This beautiful lotus Lotus flowers come from the depths. They come from the muck and the darkness and rise up towards the sunlight and then create this beautiful flower. We have this floating in this boat here. We have this figure who looks like an archangel with the wings, the ladybug or ladybird right within the throat chakra, and then the actual kind of crane behind him, this wolf, all of these symbols, these symbols of spirit. We have this moon or crystal ball type shape here, and of course the bees, which always means something very special to me, as my name is Honey. But in this particular image, one, that there are two bees represented here. So there's a lot of symmetry in this card. I just want to point that out, a lot of mirroring. But I also want to point out the honeycomb hexagonal shape in the background, which always speaks of very high vibration. The reason why honeycombs are that shape are because that shape is formed by the vibration of the buzzing of the bees and their wings. You know, it's like cymatics. It's the vibration and frequency that creates shapes. And this is the shape. And it's the most efficient shape in nature, the hexagon. Don't ask me why. It's just what I've seen. It is considered the most efficient shape in nature. So there's a lot of, what all of this is to say, there's just so much divine intelligence behind it. Okay, thank you, spirits. Spirits like, say it again for the people in the back. I hear you, spirit. I hear you. It's cars honking and whatever, but for me, it's always a confirmation. Thank you, spirit. And also this triangle here. In the water sign reading, the idea of the Holy Trinity came up in the reading. So I just wanted to bring that up. That might resonate with you. And of course, this little tiny, let's not forget the little starfish in the corner. Starfish, star, wishing upon a star. And this fibrous orange energy too, like the sun. It's like the sun and the moon. There is this kind of, the spirit's now saying string theory. I'm not a physicist or an astrophysicist or cosmologist or anything like that. Like or quantum, whatever. Like string theory is so interesting, and yet I could never even begin to explain it. This kind of underlying network that runs throughout all of the universe. But it's almost like this card is showing me that within this connection, there's so many dynamic layers, and there may be a feeling of being lost within it all. But there is like a divine grand plan here, because it's a very structured chaos. It's not chaos. It's not even chaos. It's very structured. I mean, a lot's happening. A lot of awakening, a lot of revelatory epiphany type things. But the theme of the card is, it's like, don't take everything at face value. Dig deeper. Look at the layers upon the layers upon the layers. The depth of the twin flame journey, that's where the heart is. That's where the magic is. Not just some short summary, oh, there's a runner and a chaser and a separation period and boop, 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 now we're in union. Like, no. The layers and the depth of healing it never stops. Yes, you go through an awakening, but you go through several awakenings. So just when you have this opinion or this perspective on your twin or on the journey itself, Spirit is asking you to dig deeper. I'm going to pull some cards now. That was fast. The first set will be your cards. The second set will be your twins. The third set will be the connection. The fourth card will be advice from Spirit. I am only taking uprights in this reading. This is for the earth signs. Yeah. Difficult times, but not anything that cannot be conquered and overcome. You have remained a pillar of strength, Spirit just said. Well, actually, they said bastion of strength. I don't know why I said pillar, but they want me to say bastion. And now I'm feeling this like weird kind of headachy pain right here, which I wasn't feeling before. I don't know, that could be what you're feeling, like also now like a pressure behind my eyeball. Which I was not feeling at all until this moment. So you could be feeling that. That could be for someone. It's nothing to worry about. It just is like maybe it's a tension headache because we're talking about twin flames, and twin flames make us crazy, right? They drive us nuts, but we love them because they are us. Strength card number 8 of the major arcana. That's Leo energy. Depicting here a beautiful kind of symbiotic relationship between the lion and the woman here. Talking about conquering the beast within, the beast representing the ego, the ego that is there to protect our psyche from hurt and pain. But an overactive ego is a very ugly thing, in my opinion. Overcompensating, showboating, arrogance, narcissism. That's overactive ego. I'm better than everyone. Defensive ego, all sorts of versions of the ego. The ego is what helps us to set ourselves apart from others. It creates our identity. How does that work, though, when you are in a twin flame connection? And it's like your twin is not even really your alter ego, but your twin is a mirror to you, a reflection of you, right? In a way, they act as this reflection of your ego. So the question then becomes, okay, are we meant to break that image down? Are we meant to break that identity down? Not necessarily. You're not here to turn into a version of your twin. You're here to turn into the highest version of yourself. And by doing that, honoring your twin, and they're tasked, charged with doing the same. Becoming the highest version of themselves, the most evolved version. I keep hearing as egoless as possible, but it's not really coming from spirit. It's more just like a quandary. It's a question. We live in these bodies and in the earthly realm. There can be duality because I'm thinking of my twin, who is a Gemini. The Gemini aspect is this and that are true. So, yes, to have a healthy ego is healthy because it allows us to navigate the world that we live in. To, yes, distinguish ourselves from others in certain respects. Conversely, we are part of the divine, as is every other creature on earth, part of the divine. And in that sense, we can be one with that power. This and that are true. But it's difficult to reconcile, isn't it? Two of Pentacles. What a weird concept, though. This and that are true. I can both be myself and be other. I mean, think about that, though. It's kind of a power position. If you can be very clear in your convictions, clear in who you are, but then also empathize and relate to other people, to other situations, to other circumstances, it makes you kind of energetically well-rounded. But it can be confusing. Two of Pentacles, it's a lot of juggling. This could be juggling of responsibilities, of tasks, of ideas. At some point, though, Spirit is saying you're going to have to put some stuff down. So at least you're clear for yourself about what it is that you value. And you can always change your mind, but there is a need for some clarity. Earth signs. Perhaps about how you feel about this twin flame connection, the separation of it. It's like you feel, so maybe you're feeling separated from yourself. You know, when I went into separation and I initiated it like the second time, a friend asked me how I was doing, and I said to them, I feel like I've cut out a piece of my own heart. It was such an awful experience, but I knew instinctively that it was necessary for our growth, for my growth. What is your twin experiencing right now? Something really beautiful, actually. And I would like to lovingly remind you that we always want to root for our twin to succeed, even if it means that they're not with us right now. We want our twin to succeed because energetically we support them and they support us. If they succeed, we succeed. They have the Wheel of Fortune, number 10 of the Major Arcana. Divine luck and divine timing. Things are falling into place for your twin, and it's really beautiful. And take it as it resonates. If you need to flip the energies, if this is what's happening to you right now, it's incredible. I mean, this is incredible. This is mastery. So let's not neglect this. But your twin is experiencing something maybe that they've been waiting for a long time. Could be some kind of business success or kind of freedom of some kind. They could be coming into good health. It's beautiful. And hopefully you're happy for them. It's clarified for them by the Queen of Cups. Right? And they're coming now into this place of lovingness, love and generosity. That's what the Queen of Cups is. This is Cancer energy. The Queen of Cups, her cup overfloweth, and she's so generous and she gives to others. Sometimes to the detriment of herself, but I feel that there is this calm with this Queen of Cups. So it's kind of like saying, as your twin prospers, so do the people around them. They're generous with their abundance. That's really beautiful, I do have to say. I'm gonna pull a card. I want to see what is this good stuff rolling in for them. So, because I know you're probably curious about it too, right? 2 cards came out. 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. Okay. 5 of Pentacles is the feeling of being forgotten, left out in the cold, abandoned. 6 of Pentacles is equal give and take and reciprocity. 5 to the 6 shows progression. They're experiencing a windfall, but that windfall is just looking like equilibrium. It's looking like, you know, they're releasing this feeling that they've been forsaken. They're releasing that because maybe they've been embraced by another person, by soul tribe, by family, by a work scenario. They feel more at home. And as an earth sign, I think you can relate to how important that feeling is, a feeling of groundedness and connection. That's what they're feeling right now. And to them, that is wealth. I feel for some of you, your twin, I don't know if your twin was like adopted or your twin like had a very tough family life. It's weird because my arms are like this right now and I'm like kind of squeezing this part of my arm, almost like I'm self-soothing. There's something, I don't usually do that. This is why I'm pointing it out. It's like this, your twin has had to comfort themselves, maybe because for the majority of their life they didn't have anybody that was there to do that for them, to hold them. And maybe now it's spirit. Usually this person in this card represents spirit. So, where's the connection now? Very interesting. Number 4 of the major arcana, the Emperor card. Aries, very powerful. The ultimate divine masculine, the power of all 4 kings of the tarot. Boss energy, leadership, CEO, runs an empire, masterful in every way. A go-getter. You could both be really at the top of your game. But it is clarified by the 3 of Swords, which is the heartache and heartbreak card. Disappointment, betrayal, sadness. In this card, it's very particular. It's represented by these 3 daggers into a book. You can see all the letters floating up from the pages and turning into birds that then turn into ideas that permeate the mind. Both of you, I feel, are trying to heal narratives that you've been told or that were taught to you, that you then reiterated to yourselves your whole life. And it's almost about unlearning things. You've had to unlearn things. On the outside, though, unstoppable. On the inside, a little heartbroken. Can I get a clarifier for this Three of Swords? It's about your connection. Yep. I didn't want to say it. I just wanted it to be confirmed by the cards. But this is what I was feeling. Like, yeah, this is the Three of Swords is about the twin flame connection. Two of Cups, divine partnership, divine union. Look at that connection. The connection of you to your higher aspect. Sharing two cups as equals. This is the thing. Here you are, top of your game, both of you. This is for the connection, right? This represents the both of you. This represents the both of you. This represents the both of you. It's like you've amassed wealth, status, whatever, earthly realm, whatever you designate as success. And where's the person to share it with? It frustrates you. I want my person to share it with. I want to be happy for them, and I want them to be happy for me. Look at all these great things that we're doing, that we're mastering. Where's my person? Card of advice from Spirit for this twin flame connection. Card of advice from Spirit for this twin flame connection. Thank you. Ace of Pentacles. Spirit will bring you another beginning. Something that will be the seed that you plant that will grow into something absolutely prosperous. Open your arms to receive the gift that Spirit wants to give you. It's almost like that takes priority over everything else. This also talks about trees and family trees. That your twin, right, this movement mirrors each other. But it's almost like Spirit wants you to be able to stand on your own 2 feet, like fully and completely, first, and to enjoy the prosperity of that. First. And it's really prosperous. There's something you're both meant to do separately to up level, whether it's, you know, your finances or movement is required, like literally moving, or separation from other entities has to happen, and growth has to happen for the self first before we can fully connect in union. But always remember, and this is the most difficult lesson, always remember your twin is always with you. No matter what, energetically, they're right there. They're right there by your side. So if you are able, I don't know if you're able to do this, if you can see your twin or visit your twin in dream state, if you can visit your twin in the astral realm, meet there, because the reason I'm saying that is because of this. It's almost like this character asleep in bed and the twins meeting in the astral realm. Let me tell you, it's strange because now that I'm in union with my twin, I very rarely see him in those subconscious, unconscious states. I do sometimes, but very rarely. When I was in separation from my twin, we visit each other or we were looking for each other often. I was often like one step behind. Like I was always trying to find my twin. And in my dreams, he was just there. And it would just kill me inside. But sometimes I would reach him. In the astral realm, though, right before dream state, I would meet up with my twin. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what you've heard. I don't know what you've experienced. If you've experienced it, then you know what I'm talking about. Becoming one with your twin's higher self is like the best ever. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's integration that is indescribable. That happens in the astral. So you don't know what I'm talking about, you're not sure how to get there, before you go to sleep tonight, just say in your mind or say out loud to Spirit, the Divine, allow me to see my twin in the astral realm. Allow me to experience my twin flame's higher self in the astral realm and to connect with them there if you can't be together in this life, in this moment. Let me know how it goes. That's your reading, Earth Signs. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, twins.